Thank you, leader. Thank you once again for calling me Honiara podcast below SIDP, where we talk about him na issues were affecting and shaping the future below Solomon Island. Yeah. So thank you for time, leader.
Welcome.
I think by me start, by me reflect normal or every issues why raising law media throughout this year. So one for a lot of first issue now is by me talk about the mining and environment. Since you mentioned that accountability and development often go together. And so me like start with him one of our biggest issue accountability me, or people been talk about him on social media and also on street as well, which is mining. Leader, you strongly condemn him illegal mining along the Balasuna River. Law viewably, what na continue for along this whole problem, and if you like wakem reform, what reform na by me wakem lo mining sector?
Yeah, thank you. So firstly, criminal activity needs to be punished under criminal laws, believe me. And it may be the case, I know it is the case, that criminal laws, believe me, need to be updated so that people were like for doing illegal activity or whatsoever, that punishment for it by him severe and therefore him deter him or him stop him or in the first place.
Yeah.
Time penalties hemi low, then all thing him alright, me do him, but by me take more gold, so me get more money. No matter me fine also find him small.
Yeah.
So that kind of thinking people are making all the time, even including some people in business.
Yeah.
So I think our penal code needs to be updated for cover more that kind of issues also. And of course, communities, landowners have a responsibility for reporting kind of activity. Also, if we go join more with him, some of get money, then invite him out, go come lo Balasuna or come lo Barande or and you may work together. Then half of also you just engaging in criminal activity and encouraging it. So hopefully, communities can become important actors in making sure laws are being complied with, and full benefit must come to, of course, the community and landowners.
So what's your view on the environmental protection around that issue?
Aside law environment, so let me come to the mining part law this time. So you may law Solomon Island, you may stop law same mineralization also in Bougainville and Rabaul. And so expectation, law prospectivity, in other words, mineral where stop law ground law, you may law sea and law land, law islands, believe me. The expectation is that hemi law de higher.
Yeah.
So therefore, hemi important that government now must take him lead, because at the moment law no change it. A new law where government proposing come by himself it. Government now him on mine minerals, resource here, and then issues royalty and also by go landowners. It's not a good situation. Situation law policy by me, law SIDP by me changing if you me take him government, but current government him now policy law to continue practice here, and because him also him important that government set him a regulatory framework. Current law blame him out of date. Law 70s 80. And so him fit him that time, but him not fit him this time. And this whole industry, him attract him stuck a con man 2 years of shady, slippery characters. Yeah. And so law needs to be really updated. We need to learn from a lot of lessons when New Guinea, for example, learn him over the decades. We got mining law there. So that you may not repeat him now or get the same problems where you may experience him with him logging. Because I'm still extractive industry. Would come or take him natural resource, would send him go. Yeah. And the way hemi at the moment in some fella we start to take him interest in him or former loggers to hemi put him a very awkward situation unless you may fix him by changing the laws, regulations, and improve compliance and testing and all that kind of something also. So these are the big issues for the mining industry where government must tackle them.
Thanks, leader, for explanation. So building on that same point, you call for a moratorium for all like new legislation, all mining have to pause until we got a new mining bill and passed. Yeah. So when it comes to protection, what are you really thinking that bill and talk about in protection should talk about in terms of safeguarding landowners and environment?
Okay, so firstly, moratorium may call him. Definitely, there should be no more additional license. So current operators, if government already issue mining license law keta, then by him a little bit hard for government turn around and tell them what for stop. But definitely moratorium on new operations. The other thing with regards to mining operations is, so me tell them last week to law parliament, triple price here. The government must always look at him and he must put them inside agreement where condition law mining lease. One, what now break-even price blow operation here. So company tell them, oh, me fella, break-even price him all same, $100 for whatever mineral. And then say, okay, a reasonable profit is 100% margin, so $200. But if price him above 200, then what tax now? What now? Share blow government law him and landowners. So triple pricing must clear, must inside law agreement. So got something in important government put them in place before actual mining hemi start. This one very important to us. If no more, then resources hemi at risk because about exploit him and then take him away and him non-renewable. So by me never. The other aspect law, because it's a non-renewable resource, minerals, is that time you may dig him and best you may process him, create jobs, add value. If we are unable to do that, all get selling where you may win him lohem, revenue him come lohem, and me go and you may invest him. And now you need to talk about sovereign wealth fund. This one him policy below SIDP for the last 20 over years now. And so time you may talk about him sovereign wealth fund. Last time government less law idea, but this time I got to accept them. So you may praise him master for this one. This one by him good for future generations. The idea of a sovereign wealth fund, him so that Selene go stop fund will be invested both here in Solomon Islands, but also overseas. And look at them where the highest, safest and highest returns are, so that those returns not profit whereby I'm grown fund there, but also by me profit there, some of it dividends by him come inside low budget for fund them health, education, also. That's the way we will sustainably invest in present and future generations of Solomon Islanders, no matter or digging mineral finish, but selling it by him, start and make money. So this one important. Awesome logging him start to finish. I'm finished now. Selling gone too. So you must learn him that for lesson. So that's why you may praise him master where government finally agree for set him up sovereign wealth fund. Me a little bit worried about this one because time finance minister time me ask him one thing for say by government set him up sovereign wealth fund. And then him say this one by him part law cash reserves management law government. Oi, him red flag na. That means about whole inside mo. The whole point of a sovereign wealth fund is put selling lo him invest, him grow plus profit dividend ka come inside lo budget. No we whole inside mo. You whole inside you mean say gonna government wants a whole anywhere whole paka no mo. Spoil him no mo. So you may not like him go that one happen. So hopefully they will not do that.
One of the issue related law mining you raising throughout this is issue law St. George nickel mining. You expressing concern about the proposed nickel mining license law St. George. What due diligence failure and worry you about him?
Yeah, firstly, not just St. George, but many of mining tenements, believe me, get caught up in court for so long that operations never quite start. And so quite often, by some investor goals, one group of landowners, one goal for travel, mogat end up local, rawa. All these things cause a lot of conflict. Go down, not just low tribal level, but go down inside even nuclear family too, brother against sister. So hemi is something where law must protect him. So mineral resource bill must have provision
Okay.
for how you obtain consent
Yeah.
and what stakeholders, what rights ogata garem and also. So that's the first thing. The other is the kinds of commitments that must be made for environmental protection.
Yeah.
And for every mine now, the current mineral resources bill where me before bills committee, hemi falls short of this matter too. Current law blame falls short too. Environment Act blame this and falls short too. So for instance, bauxite mining Loreno, what hole normal there?
Yeah.
And shrub grow inside hole now, but get no go on a flatten back of the hole, put them ground inside because ground or take him now. And no any environmental bond too for financing if mining company no do himself or hire him contractor for doing. No any bond under law Environment Act, no any bond under law Mines and Minerals Act. So it really is a problem. The current proposal under law Mineral Resources Bill, where me still before Bills Committee, him also falls short to law on this matter. So those things need to come together. When we're talking about, a mining tenement, we need to be thinking about all of that. And then you come to the matter of due diligence. Typically in this industry, or prospecting companies, or small companies here, usually made up of geologists, not speculators.
Okay.
So geologists ought come out look, or now go drill. They need a little bit of money to be able to move around, pay for access, land and also. The time of drill and get find them, look him data, me prospective, me good. And then I got to go talk with him the bigger mining companies. They know who they are, they know credibility, but they not talk with him. The bigger mining company will buy the prospecting company. They own it. And then I got to submit him now license, mining license. Or the prospecting company submit for mining license. But them Salem company or the bigger company where I'm got them selling to do proper mining. That's usually how it works in the industry, and it works.
Okay.
In many ways, we prefer that process law industry to work so that we're getting credible mining companies with credible experience and stuck selling.
Same practice happen there too? Or?
Well, not really. Problem blow you me lo here is all treat him awesome logging here.
Okay.
So man come, no matter individual no more. Him come, take him prospecting license. Man raranem him store no more or feed him kokorako no
Yeah,
more.
maybe looking recently circulated social media too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So him meeting him lo here, you me karange, you me sagi give him easy loget prospecting
True,
license.
right, yeah.
Or look down lo you me too much. But because of where government him treat him or something so you me alarm speculators. They're speculators. No selling, no experience. They're just speculating. Oh, me get him this one, make him buy me sell him license any big company, me make money. That's the problem we have at the moment. And it's a problem where government am entertaining for too long. And it must stop. So time minerals board time inquiry of mineral resources bill
Yeah.
and bills committee him invite him or get companies who hold prospecting licenses here. Ay manay, no ni si chair for sit down now.
True.
Staka for good. And staka you look go no you look him ogat no you say ni sa kemet now.
How not take about something?
Man ogat money. Or not take him out license. What no by do him lo it's a real problem.
True. Yeah.
And going forward, and then good for future block country blame is we need to be much more discerning in who now you may give him out license law kata, and the way to do that is due diligence. Him no hard no more. This time Google you find him anything about anyone no more.
One. Yeah.
But Ministry of Finance and very weak law this one. Vocabulary Ministry of Finance now is to do that kind of work alongside Central Bank perhaps, FIU for support him now Mines Ministry. Mines Ministry or kind something no vocabulary vocabulary lo technical aspects.
Yeah.
And so time before board him meet, Finance Central Bank should give advice on the character of promoters or companies or individuals involved. This one very important to us.
Yeah. Thank you for mentioning due diligence. One of the issue I connect strongly with the issue you talk about is issue around the bauxite shipping inquiry. You may understand that currently there's planned to be an inquiry going at law for the territory shipment there. lo public design become a big issue people talk about him. From side blue, what can outcome ni lagi lah look at this commission of inquiry.
Well, firstly, government may say that ogat pay taxes loaded 3 shipments and finish. Unfortunately, those taxes are smaller because last time I would give him 0 duty. So that money walk away with it no more. I'd be very interested to find exactly what taxes are paid and how much, because it's a lot of money. And secondly, royalties now government say royalties no more unpaid, total of $6 million. For 33 shipments, $6 million Solomon dollars sounds like a very paltry sum, very low amount. So minus a why also, but also $6 million now unpaid. So $6 million here, we share half go government, not half for share between landowners and province. So that means $1.5 million now for landowners, $1.5 million for province, and then $3 million below government. Me here me sort of lot landowner. $1.5 million share between every family.
For receive $70.
Yeah, embarawa useless turuna. So the inquiry should lead to some recommendations on one, royalty.
Yeah.
Royalty amount must go up. You me baro raven people blue me But then next time that this should never happen. Usually exports you may look him logging and work on the basis of LC.
Okay.
So a letter of credit is issued by the buyer, come loan for bank law here. Time ship him load finish, shipping agent him sign and verify him that ship load or close now, ship ready for out.
Yeah.
Then bank him release him selenia now.
Okay.
Yeah, so the selenium go away. So selenium look also what kurkum.
True.
So that one too may like him commission of inquiry look like what open him LC selenium who not take him. Or send him full amount of selenium or a little bit no more. So that's the other matter on these mining operations, that there is transfer pricing.
Yeah.
So what quote him lower price low here, but higher price, or keep him difference come overseas, where royalty no calculate them, tax no calculate them. So there are a number of issues where you must really improve them. Law must provide for him.
Since we talk about him na topic lo revenue and benefit to landowner, we like bring you last question, which also taka people lot post him to lo comment lo SIDP page. Taka people lot ask him, leader you support him to disclosure lo mining contracts and revenue, and if you support him, how na maybe enso him benefit him or benefit him return landowners.
Contracts as in sales contracts.
Yeah, and revenues.
Yeah. So one you mean like him also London Exchange, Commodities Exchange, him publish him prices here. Usually about prices here him for either semi or processed minerals. And so for example, price below aluminium. So because you may talk about bauxite here. And then you work backwards.
Yeah.
Okay, so price when processed here, you minus him processing cost lo China. And processing cost here, you miss have no more to ye. What publish him? China publish him. Oh, China no hide him or something. So okay, minus him processing cost. Then you minus him freight from here. So twofold main component lo cost no more. Freight from here go.
Yeah.
And then processing lo there, then him should be roughly price where London Exchange and publish him. That's the processed price. If you work backwards also, then you miss out, okay, also raw material, him should be roughly price also. Yeah. If say him $200, processing cost him $100. Yeah. So $100 now left there, then you minus him $30 for freight, him should be $70. Hey, why not? Price would give him $20, $15 no more.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah, so you know, Barawa had something, you miss a work him. And then you may say, oh, may you declare him $15, I may well hold him shipment him, but you know, but me will not sell him for you. Then me will not keep him difference, government na.
Yeah.
So we have to be able to do that. So if we want transparency of these contracts, and so they should, of course, they should be lodging them at Ministry of Mines, of Finance, and of Central Bank in the normal course anyway.
Yeah.
And finance, now that me Solomon Islands go back member law EITS.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah. So extractive industry transparency initiative. Yeah. So ogate garem ogate very good documents and processes for helping me to make sure we're getting maximum
Sure.
returns on our minerals, but also in terms of governance, what you may look for.
Mm.
So ogate helping me waiting ogate kind
Auditing the processing and
yeah ogate issues also. So
Yeah.
I think going forward, I'm good for government really embrace him and hold tight to him to help to make sure there's no transfer pricing. All the money is coming back. And then, of course, equitable, fair distribution.
Yeah. I think thanks leader for talk about him issue around the money. Now I'm taking with you forward ma. For me talk about him some issues who affect him na ministry blame, especially law governance and leadership. Earlier did say you call for performance audit law all permanent secretaries. What benchmark na should audit them about him?
Well, firstly, when a political government comes into office, by what producing policy block it. Then time what producing policy finish by what give him law ministries, public service, help him to come with him what they now refer to as a translation matrix. Or policy also by you deliver them in this kind of way, outcome you look for him also low time also, low year also. And then part of that one will be a legislative program to say, okay, to make that policy come true, you may need for amend him law or create him new law. So therefore, bill also must go to Parliament. So all of these things by workable permanent secretaries here, or get now for make sure ministry block deliver them. Those should be in their contracts. And so a performance audit would go and say, okay, two issues here. One, how now you've been managing the ministry blue? How now you managing people blue ministry, how to work a good, productive and also. So that's one aspect, making sure the ministry is governed properly, managed properly. And then the other aspect is, did you deliver on government's priorities? So both legislative agenda block government and matrix law policy translation. In that way, permanent secretaries by sabi no me now deliver no, by me punish then saki now. No, wasting time blow people no. Government and blow people and must deliver for people. You mean no, because money and bro no more, agol no more, you mean sorry keep it no more. If I'm not deliver, I must out here. So a performance audit would look at those matters in the first instance. There are other issues for look lohem too, of course. Some permanent secretaries will require additional equipping, and no problem. You must equip him out and a little bit training, a little bit exposure, and so forth. So an audit would pick up on those issues and say, oh, money borrow good man, but a little bit weakness lo here, or a little bit gap lo here.
So capacity and resources.
You must have build him up, So by him borrow good.
Yeah. I think it's an interesting one, and also me like ask him to in line in terms of like not only permanent secretary, but me like ask you too about the ministerial responsibility. Like you said, ministers should also be held accountable too, for their actions as well within the ministry. How now be you looking himself hold minister accountable in that case?
Yes, so well, firstly, minister should go attend law office. So me tell him yesterday law Parliament. Me receive him reports that some minister no even Kasim office now. But Kasim office maybe once a week or even less, maybe once every second week. So that's just really very wrong.
True.
And so me call the Prime Minister yesterday. Expectation below you, me, everyone, Solomon Islanders is that Prime Minister impose him discipline on ministers. If you less for minister, may you accept him portfolio for what?
True, yeah.
If you less for minister, you know like for Kakam office, you like to supply house, you resign, or you tell him Prime Minister, me no like, no more. But if you accept to be a minister, Solomon Islanders expect him for doing workable minister. So that's the first thing. You have to be present. Know anything where you absent, then you do worker. And secondly, ministers also me tell them law performance audit law permanent secretaries here. Well, the buck stops with the minister. So minister, if he present, then Monday him meeting with him PS and heads. Then him say, oh, something also blow him blow you me. So each month you me should be deliver awesome. Him now for monitor him because a lot of these things, law policy, must go back to cabinet for approval. Minister na for take law cabinet. And some of these ministers complain me here is that ogata PS no do every something here. Then there's ringing minister. Oh, paper me submit him go now. Go law cabinet. Hey, this one I'm wrong.
So this is where some political priorities same law should follow there.
Yeah. And so you end up with permanent secretaries running ministries when really the minister now him should run it. Minister now policy head, political head of the ministry. And me connect them cabinet, parliament.
And keeping PS accountable as well.
And PS head law administrative government or the civil service. So that's how system him work up. But if minister him no kakasim office or him indifferent, him no interested, him no providing that leadership, or him no sabe what him do him, oi process him breakdown na.
Because some parliaments your chair blood minister plastic no break it.
Him something to say him no good for country blame.
True one, yeah. So let's look at the broader lens here in terms of improving public service delivery. So Hana by me making reform where public service or that ministry focus law delivery service instead of repeating the same administrative routines.
Yeah, so we have to understand that the public service or the civil service is important to keep some things going, which including repetition.
Yeah.
Must answer some telephone call.
True. Reply email.
Must reply correspondence. Some things that just keep repeating and repeating. Routine civil service stuff. It's a great thing in civilization, the civil service, public service, help for keeping processes at arm's length from individuals. So we have to accept that aspect. This one bar important aspect we must not look down like. Then of course then you have these delivery objectives where machinery block government aim for deliver law people deliver services, education, health, security, build infrastructure, engage with the private sector, encourage trade, engage internationally or something, a public service law. So each year, each ministry, this is why Wakablo minister is critical, providing leadership, connecting with the permanent secretary to make sure that ministry blohem deliver on all of these fronts. If any well or that will chain break or weak or numb, or you mean numb everyone. That's why we must take an interest in ministries, in public service doing its work.
I think thanks throughout the year you focus so much about corruption within our governance here. Since corruption is also a major part of governance, you talk about like almost every government contract same overpriced here. So what procurement reform now do you think that should happen?
I think finance has a very serious responsibility to the people of Solomon Islands to make sure that pricing government contracts go down to reasonable levels. This one a real problem.
True.
Let's look at roads. What now cost blow per kilometer for remediating road, gravel him, grade him, roller on top, kind of thing. That is information we should know. Government must have it. And then what is a reasonable amount? We have engineers here, but the middle look close some information here. Look no matter engineers believe me too, but overprice him too. I don't see that a kilometer of road on Guadalcanal or Malaita or anywhere else would be more expensive than a kilometer of road anywhere else. Of course, issues of you must find them gravel. Place no garam gravels. Oh, you may take them come from Lungana gravel. Okay, so those are by you just add them on one and or context place also. But the basic work, design blohem, and labor charges lohem, should be same. And then you add all the other costs. Then you say, oh yeah, for him go do temotu road by him because must ship him everything come in. But generally, got the kind contracts or same lo Solomon Island just way overpriced. Of course, me to talk about Tina. Tina is another example of a really excessively priced project. Waka wem go lo old wharf, international wharf blame me.
Yeah.
Him excessively priced too. Kongulai water treatment, him start
Yeah.
to get excessive to him problem also. So those are the big ones. But what's the small one, him also him too. Sometimes you may charge karagino mo. You may one country where you may like charge karagino mo.
Triple on top na.
Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, I think this one him come the question where our independent anti-corruption body or integrity agency got big part for playing this for issue. In terms of SICAC, anti-corruption body commission, you believe that the anti-corruption body, SICAC specifically, got enough independence and resource for fighting corruption effectively?
Okay, so before me come on that one, just on the excessive pricing aspect here, that's why you look him inside law policy, blow him SIDP. You may say you may like for look him Auditor General, him exercise him controller functions. So before, for example, would award him tenders, for example, pricing information or something, him go through law office of Auditor General.
For the sake of our view, if you make capital government, that's our policy there, yeah. Yeah.
So policy blame a little bit long time. Constitution already provide for him.
Yeah.
And then so him exercise him oversight law dena, him say, hey, so him start tap him independent engineers for looking, hey, no more engineers law. Government no got doing also, but no more issues also him should be down also. And then time him go for payment.
Yeah.
Or be big payment and all something also by him saving because me well okay him go first time now. So him allow for smoother transition. And oversight accountability.
Yeah.
Lo side lo SICAC, it's important that you may resource them out properly. We get the right people in the right places.
Yeah.
I'm happy with some of the things they are now doing and the people they're getting. Once I get a finalize him director position here by him barab good. Me like for believe him that the commitment where Prime Minister Hemi Talem on the floor of Parliament that by him fulfill him. That make sure that SICAC hemi doing workable independently. The law give him SICAC already that independence. So side law independence and governance plus SICAC, they should just no hold back. They should just go forward, push the envelope, push the boundaries, and let's see some results. Another important part law workable is the awareness, civic education component for people understanding.
Yeah, that's
sometimes. You me culture blame me if me give him you a little bit something happen to you, so me help him you. Of course, time something happen to me, you help me
you have
too.
To come back, boy.
Yeah. So lo culture blame me, sama sana I'm start one no way.
Yes.
But im twelve one two positions where important. If you commissioner of forest, so me help him you time die.
Yeah.
And then 1 month behind me comes give him come on for license for logging. Then you say, man help me time die na me give him license. So culture what misuse him or abuse him. So what kind of issues also hemi important that more education, public but also institutionally. IPAM must teach him. So SICAC na must engage with him. IPAM.
Yeah.
And look curriculum to schools blame me. So a new generation is coming up where we get to understanding what corruption is. In our private relationships, you may not confuse him with him our public relationships. When we're in the public office, public life, we may expect him highest levels of probity. Look at the transactions where you may agree and you may do him. Important to us.
Interesting perspective, leader. I think since we discussing corruption and more like a misuse of funds, we have a lot of issues were being raised this year, and also been of a issue where people still talk about it every time is the ESP's investigation. You welcome on a referral for police for look into the ESP scandal. What now you think must be done for investigation and remain credible and free from influence?
Yeah, so I'm fairly confident that the Auditor General hemi furnish him or get the files and the information we got. We contain him names. People involved or something, go commissioner law police, and also go permanent secretary or public service because some of our public servants now involved there. And so my hope is that police, especially by him take him up investigation by him require him a little bit of resource here. So him too also one for worry blomilo police. One whether officers were involved with him or allocate him enough officers. Him be big Selene, 309 million or something or same. So need him stuck officers. If officers get bogged down, look at another criminal cases more, by him drag out. So commissioner needs to allocate enough officers to deal with it, and those officers need to have the requisite expertise. Financial crimes, and so to get evidence, to follow the trail, money trail or something, I need him someone where I understand him what is happening. Also, Emmy important too, that because we're now dealing with criminal law, the referral is to police. All kata standard of proof, Emmy beyond reasonable doubt.
True, yeah.
So therefore, the level of evidence needs to be much, much higher. Auditor General, some for evidence blame him, from what I understand, him by meeting proof beyond reasonable doubt. But him come to conclusions blame largely on balance of probabilities. Him look low one him happen, something him might little bit think, because I'm also him. Therefore, to do that, Ogat must have done this. So sometimes guess, speculate a little bit, but most times, from what I've heard, is that he files blame contain him some hard evidence. So I'm good for him. Ogat collaborate with him. What Ogat require him for bring this matter to the courts. It's been a year now, so I'm kind of hoping him no good for you may interfere with him police process plus this one, but we're really hoping that some cases will be prosecuted, some charges will be laid on some of the individuals involved. We must address these matters, if no more. I was in FOPA last time. Everyone talk about go. FOPA finish, big cylinder lose. Go, you may forget them now.
Office close, everything.
Office close. Ogat man still here. You may look, baka big man molo, or something more. We keep recycling these robbers,
Yeah.
And so we run the risk that if go police not deal with him ESP, or same man still low there, or go take more responsibility elsewhere more.
True.
And we have the same problem again. And who knows what will come of the audit law, Pacific Games, say, for example. That's big money, billions. Now you talk about law there. Yeah, so it's a totally over a different scale altogether. Last time, COVID funds, same too. COVID, go, you may forget them now too. So you got COVID funds, you got ESP, before that FOPA, before that tsunami. We go back, all of these things, they seem to attract the same character of individuals where no garam integrity and no fear him, spoil him, selling and all same. So it's important that ESP one may give him, me as a country, the opportunity to hold some people accountable. We may not be able to hold everybody because lack of resources of police or evidence destroyed or whatever. But at least some fella must be charged, court hear him, then court make him decision, make him decide that system of government blame me, and holding people to account. Accountability, accountability, something you may talk about no more. Me call him, you come to parliament, me ask him, you lo PAC or bills committee. That's accountability too. But eventually, it must be in the courts as well. So as a country, it's important we go through that process.
Thanks, Lida. I think we like pull him aside a little bit for asking one question of an issue we're raising recently to Parliament, a question in Minister of Police. It's related to the Met, So when it comes to issue of Met, what changes now you think should be happen law, the Dangerous Drug Act, urgently, where especially with the issue of Met?
Yeah, so first thing is law blowing me out of date. Law blowing me no or the illicit substances have no included now meth. So it needs to be in there. And I think they've taken steps for ministerial health too, for dangerous drugs for including the schedule there. So that needs to happen. Update him on law blowing me, and perhaps leave him a little bit open. So we must learn him lesson now. That this time meth, next time maybe something else.
True.
Because what criminals manufacture new drugs all the time.
All the way over.
Yeah. So each time you should not wait for Parliament meet, doing amendment, or that kind of something. So there should be some general enough, flexible enough definition that may allow police to respond and arrest him at man. They came out, toro mo lo person, leave mo to rotten inside person. And this is the other matter I think in terms of what penalties blame me I've been concerned about is that you meet too soft. Because time judge me send them or magistrate send them man golo person. Time him entam person ogat out him 30% lo sentence no because him set foot lo person. That's just policy. So him say you sentenced to 3 years. Him go out open him locker no him inside no more 1 year out finish now.
Okay.
Yeah, so by him 2 years no more. And the other is this fella sentence here ogat night and day him 2 days na. So 1 day lo sentence him no 24-hour day, 12 hour no more. So if you go for 365 days na you stop lo day, what count you 7 2 years Minus how to walk lo dizon, but how to walk a long time. You buy me mas sense mo something. Make him time man do him serious crime and him convicted, you must feel him. Him true place you change him name from prison go lo corrections or you correct him you come out good, but that one him good. But him must prison too, you must punish, really punish now. Can man go and feel him good. Or no do him behind.
Go and feel him na ile or
no good Go lo dia kay kavis kay fish kay kokora ko weightlifting every day.
Chikete
man.
Kami kan healthy tu na sta
Yung
kaman.
ko school tenru no kay ose man. But money me feed him better than no school lo yun. No start So what's something you must little bit start him.
So thanks. I think we'll bring you all of our related content too, in terms of foreign involvement lo drug crime law Solomon Island. You want to talk you say for working closely with him foreign government, whereby I'm involved in the nationals block it. How realistic na this one approach it?
Yeah, I mean many of these criminals are going to come from countries where you got bilateral relations with him. Some of them we have extradition treaties with him. I'm not sure how many we have extradition treaties with. And so we should explore those. And if we don't, where we should have, so we should negotiate with them so that many of these jurisdictions, countries, wanem yumi no garem lo law bloimi, or garem lo law blogete. So if one for citizen bloget na come import them come and sell them meth lo here, yumi no garem law for kachim hem lo here, but maybe Malaysia garem. And stop him citizen blow me, if you go lo anywhere overseas, you know do him something. You do him, you offense or you commit him. So if you meet story with him with bilateral partners here, then they're able to request their arrest. Then you may arrest him out here, you may extradite him go under law blogger, then all get prosecute him out there. Police law here collect him evidence for here and send him go for prosecute him out. That can happen. And so you may know problem lo you may here is you may think lo you may here no more.
Lo timi wasting time for bam kakai for tama ya.
Big problem.
So what for the issue where you raise him when is you raise him na issue about him foreign business and political influence lo email Solomon there. So how serious na looking this one them threat law national sovereignty blame.
So any foreign involvement where he influence him or undermine him or compromise him governance blame him not good for sovereignty of Solomon Islands. Decision making law government him should be based on decision where he best for Solomon Islanders, for Solomon Islands. Okay, so you may engage with him bilateral partners, okay, foreigners, international organizations and also what engagements here, him for Solomon Islands here. The engagements with him business, foreign businesses now, personal interests have come. And so therefore there must be higher levels of probity lo him. Disclosures, law relationships, gifting, and the issues that are discussed and also. You may look him time lo logging, majority logging companies, foreigners, and go get now determine him who now commissioner of forest. Who now finance minister, who now forestry minister,
Kena take light see.
who now prime minister, okay, na determine me. And just by bribing no another way around mo, bribe straight no more. So when they hold that much of economic power, then they control political power as well. And we have no sovereignty to speak of now. Because then state blaming him captured by these foreign business interests, because what capture him elite blaming or leaders blaming. That has been the situation with him logging for so long. And you must avoid him with him mining. But with any other business, foreign business, must stay away from politics blaming. If no more interest blow people blaming, by forget them all way. This one me concerned for good land, bar of concern. The other is bilateral partners. Ogat must not get involved with CDF. The fact that, last time Taiwan, this time China, give him RSDP here, where members now control him, allocation lohem, and big problem for you, me. And therefore, some of the decision where you should make him, where I'm good for you, as a country, by you thinking, me make him decision, but by, Selen me not take him, or no full one, or money by thing how me, or sovereignty, I'm no good now. And so, rural development financing or funding, should be totally independent. It should be funded straight out of, if it's deemed an important expenditure, it should come straight out of budget, believe me, not from any donor.
Thanks, leader. Now you may go a lot final question, believe me. When we talk about economic policy and development. One for lot of comment, believe you talk about him. You say that 100-day policy program of government sorrowful. Stuck people lot of ask say. So if leader you prime minister, what type of first thing you do first 100 days, believe?
Well, in many ways, that was what the last election was about. And policy blame me, clear no more. You identify 7 for something now, 100 days. Of course, now we are almost halfway through the term of this house. If you take him government, first thing now, free education. Because you believe strongly that education is a public good, it's a public commodity, and all Solomon Islanders have a right to education on equal level. Even something school uniform, transfer fee, development fee, every something, make them accessible picnic goal education, expensive, and they are impediments, stumbling blocks. And so you must look at it. We want education completely free. And then, of course, all stakeholders still have duties and obligations towards education, but those do not become obstacles in the way of a child being educated. So, Barawa, number one law, every priority blame him free education. So, first 100 days, that's what we would do, is to set that in motion and put it in the budget, call in Parliament, you may refocus in budget to be able to deliver it. And then, of course, you may cost of living, one for another big one, you may talk about reducing cost of electricity, addressing price of fuel, or something where I'm contributing, low cost of living. So cost of living is yesterday me talk to Parliament, me talk to him as well. Something where government must guarantee policy lo him and must do him something lo him. And you mean not necessarily live him osem no more. So those would be two big ones, and then the midterm objective is really to address the economy. And again, yesterday me talk lo some of it, but lo yumi lo policy lo yumi, the policy budget where this pass here, $6 billion. So yesterday I me talk to Parliament, me give him example. 6 billion here, if you say 3 billion, you leave him for recurrent and administrative cost for running machinery of government. The other 3 billion, you make sure you invest in properly. And if we do that 3 billion over 3 years we're left here, economy by change, man. Targeted investments in agriculture, fisheries, tourism, also, man. So those are the big ones. And of course, you need to talk about minerals, mine sector first time. Those would be, like mine sector is a low-hanging fruit. Policy So once you sort them out, mine sector, agriculture, tourism fisheries, by economy turn here. Bagogo, you know, no one bago Australia who pick up all them. We'll need everybody back here, and they will be earning same or more.
Then
here.
in Australia, yeah.
Yeah, so you must bon him stuck mo pignin. So we need him more pignin for school good, for buying free,
yeah.
and then for worker and producing goods and services. So, you know, our overall vision, clear one no more, simple one no more. Solomon Islands to be a middle income country in 10 years. Yeah. No make him complicated, no make him hard. And Yumi must be better than Fiji, better than New Guinea, better than our region. We should be number one region. Yeah? We can be. We have the resources for it. And a hard-working population. And a good growing population too. Birth rate, believe me, stuck a complaint, high too much. Hey, no, I'm good. Yeah?
Stuck a young man, gara stuck a energy.
You may need him stuck a more young man. So let's keep growing.
Yeah.
But government must do something about the economy. You may go grow population, but government is silip no more law. Will na him make him you problem. Stuck a young people, but no any jobs for keta. And education him just too expensive, and that's an unnecessary expense.
Just a final one. We'll get him reaction. The last message where Deputy Leader of Opposition him give him about talk about the house crisis and some challenges where families facing this time. Stuck people or comment lo social media or chat look him then not cry. So message para hit him lo cob lo heart block etana. What's your reaction and what's your message to them?
Yeah, me mentioned a little bit yesterday. The problem, me, is that government have me absent-minded when it comes to these matters. Government have me not thinking about them young professionals, people like yourselves. You just school finish, you find them worker, you know earn them selling yet, you cannot go to bank for borrow yet, you know got them save up enough equity for a deposit. Land is becoming too expensive because, again, you need to talk about before excessive pricing. Economy blow me, time man like Salem land blame. Apun price go gold mine too underneath. These are all matters where government got them tools for wakaloheme. So government has to first look at population growth also, and urban centers need them also. So projection over the next 20, 30 years. Population of Honiara or Auki or Gizo or Noro, by also me. And therefore, by me need him so many hundreds of houses or thousands of houses. And how do we get that over that time? And Lohemi affordable. Those are not, they're not difficult calculations to make, and they're not difficult decisions to make. You just need to make a decision. The problem is government's not even thinking about those. Hem no lo radar blow government. And so what we have is town hem des grow follow grow blow hem no more. And grow here. Of course demand and supply now determining price here. So time supply hem no enough and more young people coming on the market looking for houses. And their houses are priced out of their reach. They cannot get them now. And then you go to bank more. Interest rate them high. And on any registered land, so no any security. So all of these issues, government got them tools for addressing, but they're not addressing it. So I think that's another matter, Hemlo policy blaming for more than 15 years now. Where you may like for by must address him. Me talk too much about interest rates law bank too, lending policies law banks. For me make him easier for young Solomon Islanders to be involved, take a mortgage for buying house, but also when they have good ideas, business ideas, they're able to access funding where him no high too much price blow lending loan him high interest rate, price blow selling no more. So time of price him high more. Oh, him this hard go now. And what banks say too, this all expensive, unnecessarily excessive pricing him too, banks say. You may lo here, interest rate blow him double the cheapest one in the region. And there is absolutely no reason whatsoever it should be like that. But it is like that, and central bank is sitting on its hands, not doing anything on it. So all of these things, if you meet the government, well, something change. But you may force him for must change. If you get less, you may really force him now.
Okay, leader, thank you too much for time blue ka email story. For the viewers blue email Thank you to us for engaging to SIDP page. Please follow me follow Facebook page belum fa Somaliland Democratic Party or youth page belum fa Young Democrats, or if you're on TikTok, just search him Young Democrats and be friend follow TikTok. Once again, thank you to Mas Leader.
Thank you, Marv.
Thank you.